Black and blue, I crawled along the wreckage of what now is gone. Back to you to fight another day. I'll go on and on and on and on. I'll face it, the demons I created with every last part of me. The pain will fade and I'll go on and on and on and on.
Stuff here. Hello and welcome to YRC SmackDown. I am here with Digi again.
Yeah.
Because this episode is actually about Digi and his YouTube show. More like the greatest YouTube show in the history of the world. And I'm not simping at all. Duels of the Yu-Gi-Oh! Equestria, Duels of the Cyber Realm.
Yeah.
Yeah. Anyone can cross. The way I see it, anyone can take Yu-Gi-Oh! And MLP, cross it together, but Digi, so far, is like one of the first I've seen to do it, good.
Do it properly, right?
Yeah. Okay. So, let's see, okay, so, I guess I can start by asking, who or what inspired you to make something like that?
I will say basic idea that I was inspired by Yuki Bernie / Yuki Nami when I saw his Adobe with Yuki Bernie series like back in the day.
Right.
Although what's kind of funny is that I was more inspired to do a short-lived Bakugan series first before delving into that kind of thing.
Like, was you inspired to do Bakugan because he did Yu-Gi-Oh, or was that just totally different?
It was kind of more of like it was inspired, to see like ponies like I don't know doing something against each other in a different thing kind of deal. Like, because honestly, though, I haven't really seen any bronies at the time of trying to do like I don't know, doing facing against each other like in a Pokemon battle or Digimon thing or using Beyblades, even though to be honest, it's kind of makes sense with Beyblades because weird angles. And also something like Magic the Gathering or something.
Yeah, I can understand why people would be more inclined to think Magic the Gathering because they're both owned by Hasbro and shit.
Yeah.
Right. And you're currently on season 2, I think.
As of this posted, like as of this video, yeah.
Yeah, and I don't think I even need to say, because it's kind of clear to everyone with eyeballs, that season 2 has been going on for quite a while.
Yeah. For one thing, it feels like it shouldn't last as long because, I don't know, from what I've read for a series that, would last, around 20 to 30 episodes, it would, last, 1 year or so. But then again, it's kind of a result of,
Oops.
having a smaller team on your side than you see in a usual studio.
Right.
And plus, at the time, though, I was trying to figuring out the story direction I wanted to do with the thing.
Right. Come on and share. Okay, it is sharing. Good. Okay. And this right here is the channel that it is on. It is quite a lovely looking channel indeed. Got a pony, young pony, the bear.
Yeah.
And as we can tell from the front page, you clearly do more than just this show. You've got some reviews, some streams.
Yeah. Although what's funny so far, I haven't really seen a whole ton of people. I haven't really get the same kind of audience I have for that with the Yu-Gi-Oh! Equestria series.
I mean, I guess I guess like maybe like in my personal opinion, I think it's because like Yu-Gi-Oh! Equestria here is like a main series that you've fleshed out and developed over a period of time. I think give the audience a few more chances to see some of these reviews and they'll come around.
I'll do it like whenever I get around doing that.
Right. Okay, so let's look at this playlist here. So this whole thing, 1 to 13, is the entire first season here.
Yeah. Season 1, not gonna lie, for the perspective of a creator like myself, I don't hate it entirely necessarily, but I'm a bit iffy with it these days, just due to the story direction that it ended up having. For one hand, though, it's kind of as a result of having one different, and like you have a different intention in mind when working on something like this, but some other guy comes in to help you out and just convince you to do another route,
I
and
yeah, I can
and then
totally
really,
understand that.
and then properly plan out the fucking thing.
Yes, the struggle is real. But it does. But it's like if we can. But to take a positive away from it, like now that you tried his style, it kind of how what worked and what didn't, and now you're improving your own style.
Right.
I just go ahead.
One other thing I have to say about season 1 of Duels of the Cyber Realm, that the duels were more of a combination of two styles, like one with Yugi Beroni with the the card basic stuff, and it's still going on as of this video, but there was also Jordan Lego Comics with his attack animations. Like the attack animations in season 1 were just basically kind of like in Jordan style, sort of.
Yeah, like that's one thing I liked about Jordan's style is the pizzazz he added to everything, and that does kind of work well in your favor to separate you from like the Yugi Brony stuff.
Yeah.
Right. So I know we're both in agreement that season 1's a little rough around the edges, but is there any episode on here you'd say is your favorite?
My top 3 favorites are the very last 3 episodes of the first season, just mostly because of the decent plot structure of the base. Like, I like I kind of like it for more of the what they were trying to be, like the Jordan Lego Comics episode. I did like that for like. I kind of I'll give Jordan credit for at least attempted to try to put add something interesting to that duel between my character and his. The Zarvox one, I kind of like that one for Zarvox actually being mind controlled by this virus that was inserted into the cyber realm in the previous episodes before it. I think it was the Avatar Mewtwo episode, when he first implement the virus into the cyber realm, and throughout those episodes, it was kind of just trying to destroy the cyber realm, from within.
So the virus was in the Avatar episode. I always thought the virus started when he got the body.
No. I think the robot body, though, is where Zarvox was having a little bit of malfunctions, and the virus kind of slowly infecting him to where you got that Zarvox where he's mind controlled.
Yes.
Well, instead of the guy who owns Dark Critics / Pro Critic to voice him, I kind of had Microsoft Mike AI voice to do that.
I mean, yeah, it's a good workaround for certain, and really clever and story driven. I'll admit, in terms of presentation, my favorite is the Jordan one, but in terms of comedy, my favorite is this Crimson one here.
Yeah, like the Shadow of the Hedgehog knockoff.
Yeah. Yeah.
I don't. Yeah. I know you have the last episode of season 1 being that 2-parter all the way down there. The reason why I kind of like that one is like I kind of like the stakes it was supposed to have it, like being like a shadow game, whatnot, despite some of the nonsense that happened to it. Like for example, I did kind of wish there was some kind of establishment that my character and Dark Critic would have like ability to summon these extra deck monsters like Dark Critic. Well, not all of them were that, but there were like ace monsters of each of the opponents that my character defeated over time and throughout the season. With the exception of Absolute Zero. Yeah, with the exception of that one.
Okay.
And the only extra deck monster that was ever summoned, as far as I can recall, was Crimson Wind's Silver Dragon.
Hey, Azure Eyes?
Yes.
Yeah, I remember Azure Eyes. Okay, so a new thing that we're trying for SmackDown is to find videos relevant to what we're talking about and kind of watch them and give some commentary about them. Since we're here in season 1, let's check out this Crimson one here. Who made? Oh, I hit the wrong thing. I will admit that intro is kind of crude. You just blurred the Sony logo. Like, not to say it's bad or anything. It's just a little off. Let's see. Nice. Let's just skip ahead a bit here.
One of the things I'll have to say with season 1 that if I were to come back and remake this thingy, well, maybe not as an entirety, but something, like I would have liked to improve on the story, like give my character like a much proper introduction to show his critic reviewer side, because he's supposed to be, well, a little bit spoilers that he's supposed to be like a video game movie critic.
I mean, I honestly don't see that as a spoiler, considering we've seen you review things on your own before.
Yeah, but a few of the reviews that I posted on there that for some weird reason had like things at the end to try to tie with my series. Nowadays, I kind of see those portions as non-canon because, well, I just don't really like those things in general, because I just don't even know why I even did that.
I mean, I can totally understand where you're coming from. It would just drive some people nuts not knowing the full story without having to invest in something they don't really care about.
Yeah.
Right.
And also with reviews, though, I don't really even need to make a story for that shit.
Right. Okay, so Crimson Wind.
All right. Since
before I carry on, do you what can you tell us about Crimson Wind, like as a person in general?
Let's just say I kind of recall from what I can recall, when I released the episode where Dark Critic make his debut appearance, I kind of remember in the comments he actually kind of posted some. I don't know, like I just kind of remember he first appeared in my thing as like one of my commenters.
Yeah.
Yeah. I did remember him asking me about like adding his character to the series or something like that, like having a duel against my character. I actually did kind of give him a chance to do so, because honestly, though, at the time I was kind of limited of the people who I could be able to duel with.
Right. Like I know this is your older design in grayscale form, but like seeing it now in like 1080p, it looks really freaking good.
Oh, anyway, here's a comment that he posted. Why, hello there. Nice video you have here. Even though the enemy was not unnecessary edgy, still a great vid. Is there any way to be one of your opponents in one of those videos? Yeah, that's what he actually posted on the the episode that's now called the Disaster Duel.
Yes, episode 3. Yeah, this was back in your era when, like, anyone could just be in your show and there wasn't really much at stake for the most part, right?
Yeah, but at least it was something different. I don't know.
Like, I mean, it's like, I like the idea of, like, having people on your show, like, just for the sake of it, because it's like there's the type of show that carries a story and there's a type of show that carries a vibe. And season 1, apart from like some of the Dark Critic stuff, I could definitely see a vibe of like some casual stuff going on.
Yeah. Unlike a certain other series where they had a little bit of too many episodes for their little season, and also just, for the most part, just forget the story even existing. Like, the one thing I will give credit for season 1 of Duelists of the Cyber Realm, that at least the story, even though it wasn't like grand and stuff like that, it was just simple, and also it had some again, it had some points I kind of wish it would have be improved upon, like the whole Dark Critic thing showing up. I still kind of will give it credit for like of being like, at least like, oh yeah, Dark Critic is actually in this fucking thing.
Right.
And I think it's until the Moon Knight episode that he actually starts to try to attempt to stop my character or something.
Right. And I think this one, he gets more involved, at least in terms of like using the rod.
Yeah.
But I'm jumping ahead. Let's see what we got here.
Virus detected.
Virus detected. I'm a teenager on puberty.
I don't know. It appeared out of nowhere.
Well, viruses tend to do that. That's not a virus. It's a pony.
How did you do that? Okay, look, I know you're a unicorn, but
Oh, speaking about his
did you
pony
get
here,
into the
apparently
cyber
I think he drew the vectors of his character himself.
Like, that's one thing I like about like these kind of shows is like, even if you don't understand Yu-Gi-Oh, it's a really good like artist showcase of like character design. I mean, it's like I can almost not tell that he drew that himself.
Magic?
That's it? I was kind of hoping there would be a more to it than just...
Nope. Magic.
Magic. The way he says magic reminds me of Mr. Bean.
Fun fact that these episodes, when I first released them, they didn't really have proper episode titles. It was just like my character against this random pony opponent or something.
I mean, yeah, I didn't really mind that title scheme when I first saw it because it reminded me of like the Japanese Yu-Gi-Oh episodes where they would just tell you who's dueling what.
Realm.
Magic?
That's
Magic.
it? I was kind of hoping there would be a more to it than just...
Nope. Magic.
Magic, damn you!
And also, I think from what he told me, that I think English wasn't really much of his first language, maybe, or I don't know. It's just, I just kind of remember we had a little bit of a issue when we were working on this episode.
Yeah, that would partially explain the subtitles, I think.
Yeah.
Right. Okay, let's just skip ahead to the duel in progress because some people because that's one of the things I can kind of see from these kind of series. It's like, you don't know what MLP is, you get a good Yu-Gi-Oh duel. You don't know what Yu-Gi-Oh is, you get some good pony interaction.
Yeah.
A star activating Valhalla Hall of the Fallen in order to special summon Hecate.
Oh
When I
yeah,
normal
another
summon,
fun
I
fact
just
that
glue to the
before,
field, and when he's normal
I
summoned, I
think
can
this
add
was
one level
before the
1 light map to my
finale,
deck to my book,
maybe, or
and I'm adding
something.
rather of the
But
same
I don't
ones.
know. I just
Then
kind
I'll
of remember
activate
at the time
another.
there, I was actually limited selection of music within these episodes. Like instead of like a multi-selection of the word to add in certain parts, it's mostly just like limited to like one per like I don't know segment maybe or something.
Right.
I know, yeah. During the first season of this series, if you actually do not hear music when sound effects were playing, like for example, when he just summoned out that Sage with the eyes of blue, this was actually because at the time I did not know that my editing program actually had more than two audio slots because I thought it only just had two, nothing else, you know.
Yeah. Yeah, that's the weird thing about some editing programs. You have to learn things to do things, but they don't make it easy to learn things. There's no like bright and clear instructions or buttons to guide you.
Mm-hmm.
To send him and Hecate to the graveyard in order to special summon the one, the only, blue-eyed white dragon.
The one, the only blue-eyes white dragon, despite there being 3 of them.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I can understand English not being his first language. That's why some of his stuff's hard to understand. But I don't think that's a good excuse as to why he talks really fast and really quiet.
I don't know what else to say about that kind of shit.
It is nice for you to add subtitles in there. Some people just leave the dialogue in there and give up, but not you.
Yeah.
He's summoned until the end
I kind of wish that I did add I did kind of wish I had all subtitles though when Dark Critic first appeared.
Yeah,
because it was only like a few certain parts, not every single last one of the shit.
Yeah, I mean, there's nothing stopping you or any editors you add to your team from adding subtitles through YouTube, but that would require them to actually listen to the video and figure out his dialogue.
Yeah.
Skipping ahead a little bit.
And I think for this duel that I used Ratchet and I think it was like the Ratchet and Clank 3 version of I think it was Novalis or something like that. No, it was Metropolis.
Ah.
Mm-hmm.
69.
Now that old light point counter system where it was just basic text, yeah, if I were to done a remaking season 1, I would have just kept that because I don't know, I just kind of feels like a classic style to fit in with that season.
Right. Like I can see why. Like I think later on someone came in and helped you with like live point counters in like the later season.
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, here's that big bad evil guy.
The crimson's in mine.
That's strange. I don't recall having a weird voice in my head telling me to murder everyone.
Wow. Wait, who wrote that? You or him?
I think it might have been him because I don't know.
Even though your idea of humor was kind of rusty in the start, I do appreciate the fact that you play off of your opponent's strengths in each of these videos.
Yeah.
Oh, this is the part that I always laugh my ass off at.
Relax, Crimson. Time for me
This
to
line.
take
Here you go.
control. I play a magic card, Sword of Revealing Light, which means for 3 turns, be able to attack Digi. So nice try. For 3 whole turns.
He just said 3 turns twice.
Yeah.
I know it's not much, but yes. Okay. Okay. I'm just going to skip ahead a little bit. Come on. Where's the one? Where's the bit I'm looking for? Oh! I love this one. As my honest, sure.
You are. Do you mind, you Shadow the Hedgehog knockoff?
What is that key mark hit supposed to be anyway? A computer mouse?
I guess so.
Do you mind, you Shadow the Hedgehog knockoff? I haven't heard dialogue like that since Tanner the Hedgehog.
Oh yeah, fun fact, I think before the series was called Yu-Gi-Oh! Equestria Duels of the Cyber Realm, and well, there was also Yu-Gi-Oh! Duels of the Cyber Realm, which was its previous title. Although, I think if you look at the series itself, well, it still kind of carries that title until, a certain episode. During the pilot episode, the series was actually just called Duel of Digi X90.
Yeah, if I can show that off without accidentally clicking the back button, that'd be great. Alright, let's see that. Alright, let's see that forgotten title.
Yep, right there.
I mean, it wasn't a terrible title, admittedly.
You know.
It would have been good, but someone had to bitch. Who cares?
Yeah.
Alright.
But honestly, though, I'm kind of glad I got rid of that title because I don't know. I just feel like it'd rather be left off as a prototype.
Right. Alright, skipping ahead to season 2. You're a bear for reasons.
Yeah.
Since I really don't feel like going over every single episode here, how about you provide us the cliff notes of how that happened?
Let's just say at the end of season 1, my character managed to win against Dark Critic. Dark Critic did this little magic explosion in the Rift Cafe where he ended up turning my character into this.
Alright.
Yep, and the result is dark magic. And now, well, with the exception at the beginning, also because that's just like a slice of life kind of thing. I kind of will say that, well, this is actually open up to interpretation, but for me, though, I always kind of feel like season 2 would probably take place, I don't know, maybe 2 or 3 months ever since the events of season 1.
Yeah, I mean, it makes like on one hand it makes sense, passage of time and all that, but on the other hand, you so fluffy for 3 months. Just the idea just makes me smile.
Yeah.
Okay, so your first opponent of season 2 is Sonic Silverstar, who also has some comedic strengths. So let's look at all of this.
Hello, Sonic.
It's an Asamina! Run!
Like, I know his voice wasn't supposed to clip there, but I think that just adds to the comedic factor.
Right.
So you're not gonna eat me?
Celestia, no, I'm not gonna eat your ass.
You didn't say ass. What are you thinking? I'm sorry, I am immature.
Hey, leukemias.
Okay, skipping ahead. Trying to find something cool highlight here.
One thing I will say is season 2 that, well, as of this video, it's still going on with 4 episodes left. I gotta say, despite some problems, it's a big step up from season 1.
Right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Okay. I'm saying. Alright, so so all the videos in season 1, if any, if they had any comedic lines, had comedic lines. I think this is the first one I've seen with a comedic bit, though.
Do you want to go first?
How about paper, scissors?
You do realize you have hope.
Wow, he's trying to be badass and it didn't work.
Oh. Well then, there's only one way to settle this. Dice roll!
How do you roll? How do you even roll that hecking thing?
I don't know.
Like, it's like it's like he looks so silly when he gets hit with things. It's kind of like how I see my character a little bit, like my character in Fan Betrayals.
Well, it looks like
anyway.
I go first.
I have this
I have
on
this
my
on my
family by
family
losing
by
that
losing
dice
that
roll. But we totally had the advantage being big enough to actually roll that humongous thing.
Well, it was your suggestion.
Sonic and his silly ideas.
Yeah.
I think he changed his channel name since, right? If we go over here.
Yeah, Cat Guy Tunes.
What the frick am I looking at here?
Oh, Twice on. No idea. I guess that's like a ship between his character and Twilight, maybe. I don't know.
Don't know why it's an empty channel, but okay.
Maybe he just doesn't like his MLP videos. Who knows?
Right, maybe. Alright, so skipping ahead some more.
I really have no idea why people would have a problem with this style.
Alright. Blood, nuts, and bolts.
I kind of will admit though that this is like one of the this episode was like one of the few that a whole lot there were like a ton of people there were like a bit of people in the comments actually complaining about some of the moves that my character or Sonic did in this thing. I mean, they're not wrong. I'm just saying. I just want to point out.
Right.
Yeah, I'm not gonna lie. This series has like misplays that happens here and there, but I don't know. From what I've known, my audience doesn't seem to be entirely bothered by that. But I don't know. That's just my assumption. That's just from my point of view.
Right. I mean, I can definitely say like even if you didn't write some of the things, the comedic timing of like the animation and presentation has definitely gone up.
Oh. Digi, how dare you take some of my life points? That's it. You're grounded for 1,000 times a billion years.
Oh yeah, when me and Sonic were writing the script of this thing, he was in anime mood. It's kind of why he made so many fucking references towards it.
Yeah.
I kind of will admit though, I am kind of glad that this like weird shit of I don't know. I just kind of felt like there was this like weird formula stick or whatever that happens with this series, but I'm just kind of glad it kind of changed up a bit once a little more later on in the series in the season.
Right.
Oh, I know. Yeah. Compared to season 1, where the story, like, even though while it was simple, but still felt kind of really needs some proper structure. Season 2, at least from my perspective, actually had like a better structure.
Yeah. Okay, so this is the Twilight episode. I'm honestly making a big jump here. So,
Apparently, as of this video, this is my most viewed episode of the series thus far.
yeah,
Before was the pilot episode, but now it is this one.
like, I want to say it's because you had help writing or because you had, like, some display stuff, but I think it's, like, the whole Twilight thing. Before I continue on the video, though, I think we skipped over the introduction of a new villain. Yeah, I skipped it. So tell us about that.
Yeah.
Yeah, Darkened Days had a thing I can't see behind the timer here.
But this episode, when the script was in development, a certain someone over here actually helped out with the whole thing. Nothing against it. I'm just saying that BLW. Since my writing can be a bit lack of structure sometimes.
All right, let's see what this thing does.
I hate when I have to play Marvel for
Hey,
2.
Twilight, you have a visitor.
That's weird. I didn't schedule any. Yeah! In Ursa Minor?
As stiff as it is, that's actually pretty cool.
Yeah.
So we had more VAs for more classic characters. We had more of these comedic
Had a
moments.
face-down magic cylinder, and I was going to summon Blue Eyes White Dragon with Monster Reborn in the next turn.
We're not.
We're 2.
Alright, enough with the silly argument. You're both fully grown adults for Celestia's sake.
Anyway,
But there was also a improvement in the way duels are presented, which I will fast forward to right there. It is. This is the first appearance of anime-style live point counters.
Yep. That's because a certain someone over here actually used some kind of Android program and actually masked it with this video editing program.
Yeah, like I still remember the day. Like I don't remember the exact day I did it, but I remember what happened on the day I pitched this to him. I was watching his series. I was still enjoying it, and at this time, I was like starting to talk more and more with Digi on the Discord, and I figured like live point counters like that would be cool. And I'm like, wait a minute, I have a phone app and I'm good at editing. And then one day I just shared him a modified version of Darkened Days, except I just replaced all his text counters with like some sort of show accurate counters. And he really liked how it turned out, and thus I started working on live counters for quite a few episodes.
Yeah, some episodes until another guy by the Millennium Shadow actually kind of showed me his how he did his light point counters, and well, ever since then I kind of have him doing the things.
Yeah, I mean they did have a better presentation value than mine. I mean, sure, it was sub 5Ds and not dub 5Ds like mine, but I'm not salty about it, not at all. Okay, speaking of things that involve me, this is an episode with me.
Mm-hmm.
Don't know why. Skipping ahead to a thinking here. I mean, it's no secret that when we're in like chats boops happen, but like I think this was the moment where we made boops canon.
Like I always say, it doesn't matter if you have hooves or paws, because you still got a nose. Boop. Never gets old.
Like I knew when I was writing this with you, I wanted to put a boop in there somewhere.
Right.
Let's see, skipping ahead. And armor counters. One thing I should mention while I'm thinking about it. One thing that you have that the other people's duels don't have is community-made cards, or cards you made yourself. Oh, YouTube headquarters. This was when I started writing gags where I was the butt of the joke. People like to... it's like, before anyone starts thinking like, oh, why is Wildcard always the butt of the joke? It was my decision, alright? I wanted to be the butt of the joke because I know it got laughs.
And he likes to be a comedian.
Yeah. Like, comedy... like, one of the most common elements of comedy is suffering. And I suffer so people don't have to.
YouTube headquarters, the place where magic is made. Hardworking geeks planning day and night to bring us quality video content and making sure our right to fair use is not impeded by big corporate bullies. A place where all the... Yeah, yada, yada. Just present your turn, bastard! Right, okay then.
Yeah, I can't believe I used to simp for YouTube back then. Yeah, and this was right around the time I was doing my own series. Yeah, I should probably like lean into that a little bit. Like people, even today, like just as you were inspired by Yuki Brony and Jordan Lego Comics to do this series, your series would go on to inspire others to take their own crack at it.
Yeah. The only people I know that actually did such a thing from, at least the release of this video, is not just you, but there was also Nate the Reaper.
Yeah, like, Nate the Reaper, I felt was going for a more Rick and Morty-esque vibe, and, like, in moderation, I think that's really cool, but, like, I had my doubts he would carry the series, and I was right, he dropped it after, like, 3 or 4 episodes.
Yeah.
Which is better than me, who dropped after 2.
There was supposed to be more, but yeah.
Yeah, things came up. Things that I would rather not get into right now. Oh, the armor counter rant. I think this is the part you love so much.
Yeah, no problem, Digi. I understand. Armor counters. Kind of like a mini health bar, them armor counters. Luna damn Fallout cards can't go down in one hit. No, we gotta give them fucking armor counters because that's totally not OP at all.
You just had to keep going.
This happens every
After
time.
that fucking
There's
little
somebody
cricket.
on the internet with custom cards. They're always making OP combos and stats. And everyone in the forums
right now,
tends to be
Shane,
consensus. Making a deck out of your favorite thing is dumb and stupid. It's that so. Tell me, how's the YouTube business going, Mr. YouTuber Army motherfucker?
Yeah, moving on. Yes. Copyright is a thing. It exists. You happy, Tonyo? I said the thing. Skipping ahead. One thing I absolutely did not expect to pull off in this episode or any was to kick off a character arc such as this.
Impossible! What's next? Are you gonna have some kind of spell card that makes me discard all my cards if I don't hop on my back legs and bark like a dog? Your monsters are immune to effects, they won't go down in one hit, and there's no monster strong enough for me to stand a chance. Why am I still doing this? I don't know. Why don't you just take your Luna damn ministry cards and shut...
Yes, I screamed so loud I broke the camera and Zarvox. Where's Zarvox? Oh, there he is.
Chance, and I think I might have fried Zarvox a bit with the screaming.
I broke him, and in some episodes' time, he would go on to break me.
Yep.
Let's see, what's an interesting episode to look at next? Oh, I'm skipping more ahead into the season. I brought up earlier how I started a character arc with the whole Zarvox thing and me screaming at him. This is the culmination of that.
Technically, it's just a balcony, and it has a great view, but Twilight says she knows a spot with an even better view. It's also a good chance to see the nightlife, the stars in the sky, the businesses, and ponies that get their work done at night. Look, there's one now.
Come back here, you son of a bitch.
Whoa! Chill out there, Zarvox. What's gotten into you?
Sorry, it's just that your best friend over there pissed me off because of that one time where he screamed up the top of his lungs when you were dueling him with self-made custom cards.
Oh, right. That one time where Wyland was screaming because of the ministry travel that was used against him.
Mad robot.
I wanna beat
That
the
robot
shit
is
out of him
mad.
and scream to see how he likes it.
I can understand where you're coming from, but I feel like doing revenge on someone is just gonna make things worse.
Yeah, like
Maybe
this.
you have a
Like this
point,
was around the
and
point
I'm
where he
thankful
started
that
getting
you
better with
upgraded
like
my
the
hearing
comedic
modules
stuff.
Since then, to tune out loud noises.
That's the spirit.
Like, because I feel like from here I was like, oh, here's a thing, do what you want with it. And like I didn't write Zarvox essentially threatening me here. That was you, I think.
Yeah.
Yeah. You just had to find your zone. So skipping further ahead, this was when I started getting the idea of writing drama, because like I was like one of the comedy writers on the team for a few episodes, and I figured, what if I changed it up? Let's try writing something sad here. So I wrote something sad here. That is Rose Primula. She works for the Goat Race. And she's currently crying over some sad thing.
Yeah.
When I find whoever did this, I swear they will pay. I miss you guys so much.
Okay, I definitely have no idea what's going on, but it seems like some memorial thing, I guess.
You had...
Never.
You're ruining the moment.
It happened so suddenly.
What moment? What happened?
I was grateful
It's just stupid.
alive, but you weren't there with me.
What is she talking?
It's just that first part narration I just fucking hate because it just felt like it was just ruining the moment. Kinda.
I mean, at least you're getting like the majority of the weight of the scene across. So yeah, that was some of my attempt at writing drama, and then more of it came about in the story-based follow-up here.
Fun fact, this is actually from my own perspective that, again, this is again, from my perspective, apparently I think this is like some my audience's most favorite story episode, I guess, so far.
I mean,
Maybe not.
86 looks can't lie, right?
Yeah.
Things were going good.
Honestly, though, I still
until
feel like
that
these
one
story
fateful
episodes
night.
just really
I
need.
was sleeping
I still
in my
feel like they
bed,
need more
then
attention.
suddenly everything went really warm.
Yeah,
and
I
had a
mean,
hard time breathing.
like, people
I
think
woke
it's
up to
just
the
like
sound of
a
sirens
distraction from
blaring
the
outside
duels,
the
but I
house.
say, like, the series
Some
is
pony with a
more than
megaphone
just
told
the
me to jump out
duels.
the window to safety, so I did.
Mm-hmm.
I looked back at the house.
It's like
to
this
realize it
one
was
series
caught
I
on
watched
fire.
where a bunch
Out
of
of the
stop
corner
motion
of my
action
eye,
figures
I
are
saw
playing
some
Guitar
pony
Hero.
flee the
To me, it's
scene,
about more than the
but I
Guitar
didn't
Hero.
think
It's
much
about
of
the
it at
funny
the
stories the
time.
guy makes up in
All I
between as
cared about
well.
was my mom and dad. I looked around and I couldn't find them anywhere. I passed out from the smoke, and I woke up in Ponyville General Hospital.
Well, for someone who was looking for their parents at that time, I'm glad at least you survived.
Yeah, it took a couple days for them to clear the smoke from my lungs and get me to breathe correctly again. When I was ready to check out, I asked them about my parents, and...
I'm just gonna skip ahead a little bit because there's this one twist I wanted to show, because I honestly was not thinking it would get approved by the Standards and Practices Board of Digi and no one else.
reasons. But thankfully, some pony came to adopt me 3 days later. He was a blue unicorn stallion by the name of Saffron or something.
He looks like an upstanding
Saffron?
citizen.
That sounds intriguing. Continue.
Since I was still suspended, we spent a couple of days getting to know
Like,
each
without
other.
even knowing
We were
who he
getting
is, he
along
looks
quite
like a
smoothly.
magnificent father
And
for
one
her.
day, he went down into the basement and told me not to follow him.
Not to follow him. That sounds a little suspicious.
That's what I thought as well back then. So, being the curious little filly that I was, I snuck down into the basement anyway.
What did you find in the basement?
Mostly old spellbooks and weird objects. Now that I think about it, they may have been artifacts or something. And
Wait, hold on a sec. I just want to say, that's not an artifact. That's a stick. Like, I watched season 5. I know an artifact when I see it. Season 5 of MLP, not season 5 of this. That's, like, forever from now.
Right.
facts or something. And I also saw a goat.
A goat?
A big blue goat. He saw me.
Still
and
feel like
started
throwing a
crying.
reference.
Apparently, that's his true form, I guess, and his name was actually Grogar. From what he told me, he actually was a pony at one point, but while working on an expedition regarding some secret magic stuff, he was cursed by a big dragon. This goat form of his made him more powerful, but every pony he ever knew and loved became afraid of him. He was afraid that I would run away like the others, but I assured him I'd stay, because he's my father now, and I love him.
Yeah, when I initially wrote the idea of Grogar being her father, I was expecting Digi to just outright deny it full stop, because it would be like the silliest or stupidest or most cliche thing in the whole damn world. But, nope. Like,
I actually approved because I just kind of thought it would make sense of the drama between, or at least make the drama between with Rose to be in more sense with Grogar.
yeah. It's one thing I loved about writing with Digi. There's no such thing as a stupid idea unless you deliberately try to make it stupid.
Yeah. Hey, Bookinas.
Eh. And skipping ahead past the sadness.
Hey look, it's Wildcard!
Really? Where?
Well, that was close.
Skipping more. God.
the
hell?
Uh,
But how did... Never mind.
the perspective is limited here, so I could probably do some context. I think you was pointing in like a random direction to try and distract him. You had no idea I was actually there. Or at least that was the intent when I came up with this idea.
Yep.
And now, the payoff.
I fucking hate robots.
And we never see him again. Or do we? Anyway, the other me episode, I think, was kind of some of my more ambitious attempts at editing and stuff. It's like this scene here. I was experimenting with having this, like having a character walking while talking instead of just sitting still to talk.
God told me there's a new arcade place that opened up in Manhattan recently. If that's the case, then that's where I'm headed. I could really use a break from all of this dueling and recruiting, so I might as well have some fun.
Well, it wasn't perfect, but I tried.
Yeah.
And this arcade scene here, I was experimenting with masking and perception. Like, these are walls, so I wanted to make it look like ponies were coming out from behind the walls.
Of course.
Don't let them get you down. They're just kids.
I get it. It just happens so often, and... Wait, why are you not afraid of me?
Honestly, I've seen bigger. And scarier.
The character
I
when
know
he's
your
like, when he fucking looks like
For a
that.
fun time, eh?
Yeah. Like, sometimes I like to use it, like, even though I know these are serious videos that, like, he wants to make, I use them as an excuse to brush up on my editing skills. And with time, I get better and better at things like depth and masking and other cool stuff like that. And now I'm going to show my, like, either really good or really not good attempt at comedy.
He's coming this way!
With this episode depending on perspective.
Evil cards. And he's stealing ponies' souls with them.
And he looks like a pickle! An evil pickle!
An evil pickle?
No need. I got this.
Every yes.
Eh. Why? Why the evil fucking pickle?
Because you wrote that long.
Why did I write that though?
I don't know.
Yeah, and if I skip ahead a bit, there's actually an interesting fact about this scene coming up here.
No. Why ask?
Hit you!
Did your butt just sneeze? Maybe?
Hit you!
Okay, I definitely heard a sneeze.
Hit you!
Okay, here's the deal. The idea was that the background ponies that hid behind Digi would sneeze and that would give them away. I figured you was going to grab some stock sneeze sounds for them, because you didn't want to go back and get them to record them sneezing. So in order for me to have something to work with, I just recorded some like placeholders, and just so I could get the editing done. But when I handed it to you, apparently you thought they were cute and left them in there.
Yep. He gets you pissed.
He's cute.
Hee.
What the fuck is this comment? Legend says that on a moonlit night, if you hear the sound of a wild card sneeze, you can catch a glimpse of a ghostly 482 American steam locomotive. Is this a reference I don't understand?
I don't know. I don't know about it either.
Okay, then we move on to what you're currently working on in this series, the Test of arc.
Yep.
So the idea of the Test of arc, go ahead.
Yeah, by this sort of point thus far, this is my favorite episodes of the entire of the season. More not only because more effort into it, but also I like it for the fact that my character is actually dueling against Twilight's close friends.
Yeah. The idea of this arc is, I think, Goatface. Digi needs more ponies to fight with Goatface, so he figured get the main 6 because they duel with the Elements of Harmony once, and we already have Twilight, so we might as well keep going from there.
Yeah.
Hey, Spike, how are...
I guess he kind of got the same idea I did about the idea of flagellation comedy.
Trixie will save you.
My brother
died. Not even. Yikes.
Stop. He's a friend of Twilight. He's not a monster.
Okay, I'm glad we got that out of our system. Can we just please just have a conversation like normal? Ow! 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 Ow!
Trixie, what have you done?
Yeah, this one was stepping a boundary for me. Like we was in the middle of changing Spice voice. Spice. It was in the middle of changing Spike's voice actor, right?
Yes.
And this was the first episode I wrote where I made Spike cuss, and I didn't know if whoever was voicing Spike would be okay with that.
Yep.
Thankfully, this voice of Spike at the time, who I think is still voicing Spike now, is Viola Rose, and she don't give a shit.
Yeah. I'll give him immense credit for that.
Yeah.
The great and powerful Trixie hates Ursa Minor ever since Twilight Tamewater ruined Trixie's reputation. As we know, Twilight can invite this one over just to taunt Trixie, huh?
Back off, Trixie. Digi's here on his own accord.
In retrospect, I can actually agree with you that Trixie should have gone like,
yeah, that's how I wrote it. But it's okay. Like, we don't let little line flubs bother us around here.
Yeah.
And the whole Spike watching Nostalgia Critic and being too young to swear thing, like, I did not think it was going to be kept in. In fact, I had full intention of changing it when I realized how cringe it was. But it was too late.
Sorry, Twilight.
Yeah. I don't entirely think it's that bad.
Right. Yes, you punching Trixie there, that's actually a late addition.
Yeah, later improvising thing, because I thought it would make sense if my character is like, well, that's what you get for being a senseless out.
Right.
I told him he was too young to watch Nostalgia Critic, but does he?
Oh yeah, one note I feel like I have to bring up that there have been a few audience members of mine that were a little bothered how I decided to do the whole like vector, like art style vector switching from Pony Creator to, well, Viola's Rose's vectors here. That was mostly because, well, I kind of did that for wanting to, do more special poses, just not to have like Viola just doing multiple amount to go insane or something.
Yeah, we've made some mistakes in the past of overworking the people involved with the projects that did out the kindness of their own hearts, and we promise not to do it again. I don't mind the whole freaking Pony Creator switch to Viola and stuff, because to me it reminds me of like an animation Squash and Stretch.
Yeah. And plus, there were other productions like Audio Drums that did a similar approach.
Right.
Not a bad English, I swear.
The only different series is, well, vector thingies. And with me, this is fine because, as long as it looks similar to the show, it shouldn't entirely matter.
Right.
Try not to kill each other, okay? Bat credit card!
A bat credit card?
I can't believe she understood that reference! Or did she? Or did I just write it right?
Possibly.
Okay. This was also the point of me getting into what I call character writing. From this point on, I started writing these characters more like how I would perceive them, and it kind of worked to the advantage of the story. Like here, I was writing mostly Trixie here.
Yep.
Anyway, in the next episode, I wrote for Applejack and Big Mac, but mostly Applejack, because Big Mac doesn't talk much.
Yeah.
So I'm just gonna skip ahead to one of Applejack's first lines, and we can all listen together and judge for ourselves how good or bad my writing is.
Although I might try it out someday.
I swear, them Sundam tax documents are more trouble than they're worth, like a pig with no appetite. So where's this customer you wanted me to see? Is he behind the bear?
Nope.
It's actually me.
Okay, either I've been spending way too much time on them fancy number papers, or that bear just talked.
Yeah, I wanted to make sure I got countryisms right.
To this day, this is one of my favorite scenes. Just listening to Applejack's reaction towards my character.
Yes.
And also just seeing for the fact that his big brother is not having a similar reaction.
Right. I tell me if I got this right. It's Quillfeather here and Raptormon here.
Yep, Raptor voicing Big Mac and Quillfeather voicing Applejack.
They both did a really good job.
Thank you. Yep, I think myself they did a pretty good job.
Yeah, I honestly like this was around the time we started writing stuff like together, so so it felt like an RP session.
One thing I'll have to say with season 2 that I do like the early episodes are okay, like the first 6 somewhere around there, but by the time when the Grogar episode came out, like that's where I was starting to like season 2. I like to start to direct myself towards season 2 a bit more. Just mostly because as the episodes progress, you actually see improvements in here and there to where well, I always felt like the shot episode to where the series is currently now at the release of this video is my favorite section of videos of episodes I like to rewatch so often compared to season 1.
Alright. Yeah. Anyway, test of loyalty. My first impression of Rainbow Dash is like, oh, Rainbow Dash, too cool, duelings for eggheads, and that's what I went with for at least the intro.
Yeah.
I was, holding it for a friend. Who's totally not me because I don't duel. Dueling is for eggheads.
Right. I don't believe that.
But it is. My egg.
What it is.
Yeah. Cavatina, like, it's like she does a really good RD, and I'm not simping for real this time.
Yeah.
Friend loves playing UA monsters.
So, who is this egghead friend of yours that plays?
I decided to give Digi an aha moment here.
Twilight?
Nope. Twilight plays magicians and spellbooks.
Aw, crap!
Yep.
Haha.
Ha! I knew it.
Haha, I knew it.
Yep. And that's when she had to confess that she likes dueling. Speaking of ponies that like things a lot, like Pinkie Pie, like this was a challenge in of itself. Not only because I had to challenge her speaking style and her excited nature, but also because because we had to have that group call with Magister to make sure she said the lines right. Like, she's really good at voicing Pinkie, but I guess, to be fair, we shouldn't have given her Madolches if we had known how hard some of those words would be to say.
Well, I mean, to be fair, I could have gone with Performer Pals, but a certain fire-colored mane alicorn actually had to detect them because it was part of Yuya's character or something.
I mean, I like that guy. I hate his character. I want him. It's like, I don't care if I get thrown into the Equestrian High Court for saying this. Blitz Barner is a fucking narcissist and a jerk with shit for brains, and I don't know why we bothered to entertain this character in our storyline.
I personally think Blitzbird is okay.
Right. I mean, the guy that plays him though is pretty cool.
Yeah,
like
is pretty cool.
Yeah, like we're on equal wavelengths of with humor. We actually have an idea for like a mockumentary style series based on this series, but we'll cross that bridge when we come to it.
Oh yeah, a little note to detail with this episode that it in Test of Generosity, where some of the ones were, I was going a little more creative, like having the opponent being brutally attacked by one of the monsters.
Right.
Oh man, I'm proud of making shit like that. Heck, I'm actually hoping that for future episodes I can actually do more of these, but not every single episode.
Right. Okay.
And plus, I'm more creative with the attack animations because I honestly do not necessarily like to do either do beam attacks or one hit slash, sword slash, or claw, whatever the fuck it is. Whatever the fuck animation. Use basic usual animations you'll see in Yu-Gi-Oh series almost all the goddamn time.
Right. I'm usually not one to toot my own horn here, but like this Pinkie Pie episode here, like I think this was one of the first attempts I made at trying to like ever since the Other Me episode. This was my first attempt in a while to kind of write a scene that makes Digi in character feel good despite his, bearishness.
Yeah.
I'll never forget the day he came in with you. You looked scary at first, but then I saw you two eating sweets together and thought, why is every pony afraid of this guy? He's just as normal as every pony else. and kind of a cutie patootie.
Did she seriously? Yeah, I forgot I put that in.
Oh yeah, fun fact that this episode was supposed to have some couple more background ponies, but stupid me forgot. But stupid me didn't realize. It's like, oh wait, it's like, oh wait a minute, I can actually add that like a separate background and just like, oh I don't know, have like give ponies just walk into that shit all the time. And in the background while the two characters are in the foreground. Like, I don't know why I didn't realize this until like one of the episodes I was developing.
All right. Here's me attempting to write a Pinkyism.
Next, I'll activate the pot of duality. Such sweet.
Oh yeah, this is just like one of those perspective shots I'm hoping to do more often with the series. So it doesn't always necessarily stay on the side perspective.
Yeah, it works really well, especially when I go off the wall with shit like this.
My pinky set of logical deduction to choose wisely here. Eeny, meeny, miny, mo. Catch a dragon by a toe. If he hollers, let him go. And feed him lots of donuts. I choose Madulchic lesson.
Why?
It is not that bad, buddy.
Why don't I feel good?
I know. But as I said, buddy, it's not that bad.
Okay, there is one thing I can kind of be a little bit proud of myself for. Like skipping to the end here, I actually had an idea for like giving Pinky a bounce animation to kind of like go with the fact that she had a bounce animation in every other fan thing and official thing. This was my best attempt. The sound effect was added by Digi and Raptor.
Yeah, because Raptor was one that helped me out with the trying to find a sound effect.
Yeah, Raptor found the sound and you put it in. When I did the animation, there was no sounds. I did my best.
Right.
And test of generosity here was not only my attempt at writing rarity, but also my attempt at like kind of drum up a bit more of the dynamic of he's a big bear, everyone's afraid of him, or some hate him, and I kind of wanted to dig into that a little bit.
Something for Faltara that she, even though she did mention that she thought her rarity voice was cringe. In my perspective, I don't really think it's that bad.
Like she thinks her voice was cringe and my writing was good. I say her voice was good, my writing is cringe.
I know. I did neither of them are cringe.
Thanks, Manny.
You're welcome. Oh my god.
Ugh, here I thought I'd be walking into a public park, not a zoo.
Not a zoo.
Who was that, Glace or something?
Nope, that was actually Total.
Oh, Total. Like, I'd say the character he voices is a total dickhead.
But I'll admit that this is one of my favorite lines because, not gonna lie, there are times I like to make fun of my characters. There's a minor form here.
Yeah. Like, this is one of those moments where it's like you hate people making fun of you, you want to hurt them, and this is where this is kind of what I was trying to write a character to help you calm down, I guess.
I wish I could bite that bastard's head off.
Don't let them get to you, darling. He wants you to get mad. He wants you to be locked up just so he can stroke his own ego.
Stroke his own ego.
Maybe you're right.
Twilight told me about the pony you used to be. You sound like a rather handsome stallion. Underneath all this.
Oh.
I love that blushing.
Wait, on you or on her?
My character.
Oh, yeah.
Thank you.
I honestly wouldn't be surprised if she had a crush on you.
Wait, what?
Oh, nothing. Just a bit of gossip. A lady never tattles you,
Oh
know
my
that.
god, I like when I care. Like, sure.
Yes. Like Twilight having a crush on him. Red herring or important plot device? You decide.
Yep.
Anyway.
As of the release of this video, this is actually the latest episode for the series.
Yeah, in case y'all are wondering, where's the Fluttershy episode? You're still working on that, right?
Yeah, it's just that as of this moment, well, as of the release of this video, the duel segment hasn't really been started yet. Like, let's get some. I don't know. I guess I'm trying to get some preparations, whatnot. Man, I got the life point counters from Millennium, that's for sure. But I don't know. I just had to do a video thing first for a friend of mine before diving into the dual segments of this episode and another one that's like halfway finished.
Right.
So yeah, fun fact. Fun fact. Another thing as the release of this video, there is one episode that's actually already finished, but I haven't really released it publicly yet because, well, this episode is supposed to come out after Test of Kindness.
Yeah. He likes to make episodes out of order, and that's actually how this happened. Like, Test of Generosity, correct me if I'm wrong, Test of Generosity was actually finished way before Test of Laughter, but you were just sitting on it while waiting for Test of Laughter.
Yep. But actually, fun fact, though, this wasn't really the first time. I think back at Season 1, I actually managed to finish the entire Zarvox episode and actually had the thing, be unlisted there until, actually, no. I don't think I actually have ever, I don't know. I think I might have, uploaded it but made it as an unlisted video or did not do that. I don't know. I just kind of remember that that Zarvox episode in Season 1 was, finished before I actually got the other ones finished.
So basically, you were sitting on it while waiting on Jordan?
I believe so.
Ah. Yeah. And, okay, so, and this was not only the point where I improved where I made some improvements to my character writing. Apparently, you made some improvements to your visual presentation. I'm trying to find the bit. Am I correct? This was your favorite scene of the thing?
Well, kinda, and also double Saber got him slashing the shit out of her.
Let me see if I can find that real quick.
Now, I will have Ghanems attack you directly.
It's like something out of Soul Calibur 3, except for the lower budget.
Yeah.
I like it.
But yeah, I actually wanted to do more animations like that, in the future. But again, not every single episode, because some of them it's it can go for a single beam attack or something, but...
Right.
Yeah.
Right.
This is the shit that I like to see more out of than, with live action series where it's just always one single fucking sword slash or just a beam attack or some other fucking shit.
Yeah. It's amazing how far you've come. You started as a factory of one in the first season, and then you evolved into a whole team of writers, artists, voice actresses, artists, script editors, artists. Did I already say writers?
Yeah.
You
already did.
Yeah. And visual effects aficionados. And of course, artists. Like, and every single one of them, past and present, is like had like a really big role to play. And honestly, like saying it as like part of the team and someone that just watched this series, I appreciate every single one of them.
Yeah.
Yeah. And Viola Rose was a good artist. Voltara's a good VA. And I like working with Cage on some of the writing stuff.
Yeah.
And this on top of the growing list of other people we got involved with over the years. And speaking of years, like word on the street is you kind of have a dirty habit when it comes to this series, writing maybe 5 or 10 years ahead, perchance.
Actually, not gonna lie, it's not just this series, but back like in my literature fan fiction days, I still had that weird habit of wanting to pick up head because I don't know. I guess I just don't want to be one of those people who just do this little shtick right here and then just like try to think of a thingy. Yeah, try to think of a story while this thing is already finished and whatever the fucking cocksuckers and whatnot.
So basically, you don't want it to seem like you've written one series and fucked off when you're actually working on something bigger and better later.
Yeah.
Not to say the series you're working on right now isn't going to be big and grand. It's just that you're like the living embodiment of I'm 5 parallel universes ahead of you.
Yeah. Especially one of those people, kind of like Disney, not all the time, but sometimes in a way, reusing ideas that were just scrapped in original productions.
Yeah, I'd say that's the best. I'd say that's one of the best things you can do to make sure that you still have a freaking thing you can do.
Yeah. Anyway, one other thing I'll have to say with this deal is that, yeah, Duelists of the Cyber, not gonna lie, is actually, for the most part, my magnum opus of everything I made.
Right. I honestly, I love what you do, and not just the stuff I work on with you, and you have a bunch of people that really appreciate it too.
Yeah. And I'm actually hoping every other project like it will actually have like a similar quality to it. Like, well, I'm not going to say what those series are for this deal, but yeah, I definitely have like other series is planned. Like, there's supposed to be like at this as the release of this video, there's actually 2 series that are gonna have a big focus on this one and a prequel series to Duelists of the Cyber.
Ah, a prequel.
Yep.
I'm excited already.
Yeah.
So the next episode you already said is going to be Tested Kindness with Fluttershy. I mean, this obviously isn't going to be a definitive date because with the way jobs go, nothing's set in stone. But when do you figure the episode will be ready, if you had to guess?
As a release of this video, hopefully maybe somewhere in October, November.
I, for one, am excited.
Yeah.
Hey. Is there anything else you want to say about the show before I roll the end bit?
I'm just kind of glad for the fact that this is like well, I will say that with this series, I'm just kind of glad that well, it kind of feels special to not just me, but it feels special to some of my fans. Maybe it depends on their perspective. I also do kind of feel like this series feels special because of like, well, if you look at Yu-Gi-Oh fan series community, there's a bit too many live action series out there.
Right.
I'm just glad not to have this series jumping in the pile of like. I mean, no offense to those people who like to make live action fan series, but I felt like you guys just got into this big pile of junk. Well, I'm not for sure should say junk, but big pile of something, or I don't know.
Like, it kind of feels like it's hard to notice the good and unique qualities of certain episodes of certain series because they all kind of blend together at this point.
Yeah, with using that same kind of basic style, like preference style or whatever. And plus, I'm one of those people who prefers more animation-y things than live-action stuff. But despite a few exceptions of live-action series I like.
Right.
Mm-hmm. But I'm just kind of glad, I'm just kind of glad that G4 My Little Pony kind of like inspired people like myself to do things, and now it's like I feel like it's like one of the only 2 My Little Pony generations, maybe 3 at most, because Gen 3 is just a little, I don't know. I'm just kind of glad this series exists, and glad as this video is ongoing. And I'm just glad I have a following. Maybe not a gigantic following, but following where it's like, I don't know, just it's a little bit noticeable. Maybe when seasons progress and series gets a little more better representation value or something, maybe the following will actually get big as it is. Who knows?
Right. I for one am glad that you made the series, and I'm honored to have the privilege of working with you for the past couple years on some of the best stuff we did.
And I hope the future works will actually be a great experience for you.
Yes. I'm glad that we were working together, and I'm glad that we were able to talk about it today.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I was a little nervous at first, but
yeah. I mean, it's not like a snake's gonna eat you or something. Yeah. Okay.
was a little nervous at first, but
yeah. I mean, it's not like a snake's gonna eat you or something.
I think it's been around like 5 years as of this video.
Okay. It's been around almost as long, if not maybe longer, than the YRC's been going. Well, if you go by original YRC standards, it's definitely not that long. But if you go by this era of the Raw and SmackDown stuff, I think it's been going on longer than that even.
Yeah.
So that about does it for this week's episode. The next Raw will be hopefully Tonio showing up and we can play Drawful. If not, I have to play Cry of Fear, and I'm gonna wish I was never born. And then the next SmackDown, I don't know because DSim never told me. But now that you have an idea of what to look forward to, thank you all for watching. Bye.
See ya.